Welcome to Xtrahot Forex. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to smash the subscribe button, like, share with your friends. Let's just go straight to it. How to draw trend lines properly. So when you draw the trend lines, actually, you don't actually have to cut any candlesticks, or any structure. So if you draw your downtrend line like this, it means the market will be moving below this area. But obviously, the market has to touch one or two structure. So I will show you actually that even when you draw the support area, the market has to play above this area. So it's better not to force to connect every structure there, just to make sure that your trend line is actually clear. Because sometimes we draw trend lines like this. We used to draw trend lines. Let me show you something. So sometimes people draw trend lines like that. I'm not saying it's not actually correct. It actually is correct, but let's make sure that we don't actually cut enough candlesticks. You see, because sometimes you will feel this will seems to be a breakout, and to find out that actually it's not actually a breakout. So I will go to a different structure and show you how actually drawing a proper structure is going to help you. So even here I see we don't actually have to cut something like this. If you draw trend lines like this, it's actually wrong. You don't actually have to cut enough candlesticks, because once the market reaches this area, you won't actually know if the market is breaking out and going away, or maybe the market is respecting that. You see, so what we're going to do here is we make sure that everything's fall under. Let's say before you draw, you can start like this. You can say, okay, let me draw it like this. Then I will take my my trend line slowly towards the candlesticks. So now you have something like this. Now, to me, that is perfect. You see, it has to be drawn like that. You don't have to cut candlesticks like this. This just doesn't really make sense. And at the end of the day, you're going to take the wrong positions. So what we do is we make sure that this is sort of a roof. Nothing goes beyond that. So we can just push it a little bit closer. So another method that you can use is you can use double lines if maybe you seriously want to touch few candlesticks. If maybe you know that maybe sometimes might not reach the highest level, or you can just do something like this as a zone. You always see me doing something like that. This now is a zone just to give myself a chance to say, if maybe the market goes beyond that area, you can see this area, actually the market doesn't really break that. You can say if the market breaks above that zone, then I can say now that is a pure breakout. So I like to do dotted line like this. So now we have two lines. So, and that is actually a zone. So now you give your market a room to play around here, and you're not going to say it's a breakout. And you're easily going to see that, oh, if maybe you did double line like that, you will easily see that, okay, the market is still actually respecting this area, because mostly the market will touch the resistance and start to run. And if you know, what you're going to do is you're just going to say, okay, I'm going to place a sell pending order. It depends. If maybe the market is pushing up, you will just do a buy pending order. You can see even here we're going to do the same thing. Even here we're going to do the same thing. I hope that is clear. So let's get another structure, maybe where it's a bit difficult to draw your trend lines. Your trend lines should be like perfect. Actually, the market won't create a perfect structures, but just make sure that you get the right structure. You don't draw them in a wrong way. So now we are on the structure. Let's try to draw a support area. I see that the market created something here, because you can see that before. And these areas are the areas that we supposed to connect. Sometimes they don't really make sense. So on top there, I see that we have to connect these areas. And there is other one which is a bit lower. So I'm not going to cut candlesticks there. You see, let's try to draw that. Okay, I will start from this area and just draw a line like that, just to make sure that I don't actually do any mistakes. I will just try to connect and see if maybe I'm getting a proper structure. So you can see that actually I'm getting something. So this one here, obviously, we're not touching now. For now, you can see that we're not touching that. So what if maybe this is supposed to be like this? And you can see it's supposed to be like that. But once you do that, actually, there is like seriously like more than 5 candlesticks going below that. Now our job is to do what? It's where we're going to use double lines. So this double lines help us to be way too closer to several candlesticks. But again, there must be enough space, not actually cutting the all candlesticks. Now we can have something like this and say, okay, that is actually a zone that we're going to use. So if the market pushes below that area, to us is going to be clear, because since the market does not actually reach that area, that is going to be a clear breakout. Now we have something like this. We can even push it back there if you want. So, but you can see that, okay, the market is playing above this area. Obviously, you can't draw the support when the market is going down. I'm just giving you a clue, because on a downtrend, actually, we're supposed to draw a resistance. Why? Because the market will be actually pushing lower and we will be looking for a sell position. I'm just trying to show you how to draw that. So let's go and draw this resistance. Let's try to connect. You can see around this area, the structure is not really that even. So, but what we want to do is we don't really want to cut any candlestick. So I'm going to connect this area, and push further. Any sort of a breakout there, it will be a clear breakout to me. So remember, double lines helps me to understand that, okay, that is actually a zone. Now we have something like this. You can even push the market a bit higher, just so that we don't really cut so many candlesticks. Now you see that, let me just use 2 hours. I want you to see thick candlesticks. Yeah, now you see that actually we are actually on a very nice downtrend. We did not actually cut enough candlesticks, and this shows us that we are actually on a very, very aggressive or nice actually downtrend, and this will help you to actually have very nice trades. You know that, okay, once the market reaches this area, I'm just going to jump on that. Around this area, you can do a counter trend line, which you're just going to continue to sell. Once the market gives you something like this, you know that we have a very nice resistance on top there. So now you're not cutting any candlestick and things are just straightforward. So let me show you the last one. This video, it doesn't really have to be very long. I just need something which is a bit confusing so that we will understand how that works. So I see this area. Let me see if maybe it will confuse you or not. Let's connect. They connect. I don't think this will confuse anyone, but you see there is nothing. Once we say this is a downtrend, there is nothing going above this area. Everything which will break here, to us, it's a breakout. You can see here the market is getting out. So this is supposed to be what? Your, like the ceiling, that nothing on top. If maybe it's a support, there must be nothing on the bottom. If there's something happening, obviously it should tell you that, you know what, I'm breaking out. You can see now we're drawing the double lines just to make sure that we can have enough space to play around, so that we can touch enough candlesticks but not breaking every candlestick in a bad way. Now you see, once we were actually on this downtrend, there was nothing going above that. Sometimes, yes, the market can be that aggressive and have some sort of breakouts, but weeks, but we make sure that it makes sense. Let's see here. We have a very nice uptrend. You can see that the market was pushing to the upside. So how are you going to draw this? So, or maybe let's say from this area, you should know that the market changes the trend, guys. So if maybe something like this happens and you see the market is pushing up like that, obviously we can't push this to be like this. No, we can't. It means it's time to do what? To move on. it's time to adjust your trend. So now on this one, still makes sense. It still makes sense, obviously, but it's no longer relevant at the moment. Yes, we see that the market is pushing to the upside, but what we see here is the market is moving aggressively away from our support area. What do? You draw another one, which is called what? A counter trend line, just to make sure that it connects. Let's draw a simple line. Sorry, let's draw a simple. Wow, why is this? Let's draw a simple line. A simple line like this. So our job is to do what? To connect these areas so that we can actually get a very nice entries. But we don't actually have to cut anything, right? So let's try to connect them. They have to make sense, by the way. Let's see. Once I touch that, we have enough breakout here, which is not actually good. So we will see if maybe we still have a room to push a little bit lower. If I draw it like this, I think it still makes sense, but we still cut. We have a candlestick going out of this. So we might think maybe it's a breakout if we're going to use only one line like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use double lines just to make sure that there's nothing going below this area, you see. So it's simple, and you might think maybe we did not cover much, but this is how we draw our resistance or support area. Now you see that there's nothing going below this. Anything which is going to go below that, you know that this is a nice breakout, which means we start to look for what? For a different trend. Here the trend was pushing up. Once the market breaks that, it's obvious the market is changing that. So I hope maybe this video will help someone. I know it's not going to help everyone, but at least a few guys, they will be actually understanding what's really happening. So plus the video, I don't really want to make this video very long. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, like, share with your friends. This is Kenzo Xtrahot Forex. See you on the next one. Bye.